Okay, next meeting, I will have a new computer. Figure, it has a whole lot more screen.
Hang on.
Close.
That's you.
Thank you there.
Thank you for watching the clock. We're almost done. She's just passing this out to you guys. You can just take one of us. Thank you.
Okay, everybody, it is 6 o'clock. I would like to call to order the regular meeting of the Woodstock Planning Board for June 5th, 2025. And we do have a quorum, a whole quorum.
We have everybody.
We have everybody. The updates to the agenda.
So we do have an additional resolution and some motions, but we're gonna hold off till the end to go over that regarding the unit development and vacancy.
Okay, and we have the minutes. If everybody is okay with the minutes for May 29th, I can accept them.
Right here, second?
All in favor? Okay, under scheduled new business. First thing I want to announce is that the public hearing remains open for 1105 Route 28, which is the proposed gas station across from Stewart's. If there's anybody here that wants to make a comment about that, we will accept it. All right. Okay, tonight we have 3 sketch plan reviews. The first one is Nan Fish and 18 Bordeaux, planning board case 25-1014A, and this is a sketch plan review of a minor subdivision application to subdivide a lot of 1.5 acres into 2 lots of 1.1 and 0.4 acres in the HR zoning district on Library Lane. And here they are.
Thank you. Thank you for seeing us. You got this visually from Melissa, I believe. This is the subdivision of 2123 Library Lane. Anybody else? So where we left off last is we were supposed to get a letter from Frank Casciero. Frank Casciero has approved the subdivision of 2123 Library Lane. Renee O'Larius has done this subdivision plan. It meets all code. And we are just here for approval.
Planning board members, questions?
You guys remember, we saw them and, yes. Thank you.
It does meet all the codes to be in that district. Okay, everybody?
Yes.
Okay,
Thank
I guess we'll have to schedule a public hearing.
Okay. So we will schedule a public hearing and you guys will come to that and that will be the final meeting. And then we'll get the maps approved. So probably July for the public hearing, but that's it, one more meeting. Take a deep breath, okay? So it's been a lot. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you. We appreciate all your support.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, our next sketch plan review, which actually works here.
For Circers.
For Circus, which is planning board case 25-0389 and SUP 25-0700. This is the second sketch plan review of the site plan and special use permit application for redevelopment of the site to create 17 Roosevelt Hill within the HC zoning district located at Middle Hill Road in Woodstock. And Ron is the rep. So take us from where we left off, Ron.
Okay,
Ron Ford, the project attorney, and Barry Price here, the architect, Solomon Lathan from Medenbach Eggers, and the principals, Craig Leonard and Tom Pace and Solomon in the room. We got a response from SHPO on the project. They had no objections, no further comments.
We have that documentation also.
Yep, we have the documentation. The CCD also approved the building. So we've gotten past those two agencies. And we're back to just present the project, remind everybody of the project again this evening. And there are really no legal issues involved here that I know of. There are no variances required. It's all within code and meets all the bulk regulations. So
Let
that,
me just, quick, great year on the CCD. Do you have any comments or to add to the
I'm
board?
no longer on the CCD. I'm not on the CCD.
Oh, okay. All right, so that,
that being said, I'll introduce Barry Price to show you the building, the project again. We'll go over some items for you.
Do you guys want me to take you through it again, or are you all familiar? Okay.
Board members?
This is an addition. Oh, yeah, saving paper.
The fly?
Hello?
And what?
That's not mine.
Must be over the public.
Board members?
questions?
No, actually, no, quite a few. Yeah, 17-room hotel, 19 parking spaces, 2.5 stories, ingress from Mill Hill Road, egress on Narrow Lane. And as I said, no variances required. We are waiting for the surveyor to get back out there to do an expanded survey of the adjoining property so we can give you the proper data and calculations for drainage. That has not been completed yet, so we do have to come back to present that to you. We need a few weeks for that. So we won't be able to come back until minimum second meeting in July or first meeting in August.
Okay. Where are you guys at, board? Chairman?
Let's bring them back, and of course, we'll have to wait for public hearing after we have all
After
of
that, okay.
everything in.
All right, so we'll have another meeting when we have that information, and then it looks like probably we'll schedule a public hearing then at that meeting, right?
Okay,
Sound good?
that'll be great. All right,
Beautiful plans.
yes.
So,
Oh, and by the way, this is an unlisted action. We just have a short form EAF, which I've submitted to Melissa.
It's February 20th meeting.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, I appreciate you going.
Does anybody need a copy?
I'm getting rid of
You can make me one.
She's got this.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Ron, just get in touch with me when you have that stuff, and I'll schedule it as
Yes.
soon as I can, okay?
Well, thank you.
All right, guys.
Okay, our next sketch plan is for Centerline Communications as agent for New Singular Wireless, PCS, LLC, AT&T, down at Woodstock, special use permit 25-03221, and special use permit 25-0361. Is a sketch plan review of the site plan review and special use permit application to update equipment to an existing site plan of a telecommunications facility with installation of 2 antennas, conduit, 2-inch conduit with fiber line located in the R8 zoning district of 122 California Road in Woodstock. And Brenda is the rep,
I
and you want to,
am. You did a good summary.
well, I should preference this for everybody, the board, and everybody else to know that these, it's a standard procedure that they do come before the planning board, but unless they intend to change the height or the site plan completely, we have to okay it. We have a shot clock, we have so much time, we can't not do it because it's federal.
And you're basically not changing the configuration except for the hardware.
She's a trained professional, she's been through this before with
Oh,
us.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Many times.
They're not going to increase the height of the tower or the size of the base station. You're basically just adding 2 antennas and, like you said, 2-inch conduit that will have a fiber line that runs up inside the fiber.
And it was to provide better coverage was also the reason for this upgrade. which we usually have.
Yeah, and then, and the antennas will be wrapped and they'll be, you know, so that they match the existing with the existing stocks that are currently active.
Still doesn't look like a tree.
I have seen one really nice one, if you ever go to Albany area, there's a beautiful one, you wouldn't even know. They use the bark on the bottom, it's phenomenal.
Wow.
They don't usually do that.
How does it change your emissions?
The emissions would basically be the same, we provided an RF study and it really didn't increase the emissions that come out of the antennas. The AT&T will still be, operating within their license frequencies, so nothing really changed. There should have been in your packet, in the
It's
study.
in this
Yeah,
stack.
in the big
There are
papers.
no
that I promote.
additional frequencies?
Not really. Here, this is the letter that we got from the RF engineer.
So what's the purpose?
Provide better coverage. I mean, they're adding antennas, so you're gonna get more
How are
coverage.
you doing that without increasing the emissions?
Like I said, if there is an increase,
Is
it
it
would be,
magic this time?
no, it's not magic. It's probably, it's nominal. It's not, if there's an increase, it would be nominal. So they're still well within their license frequencies. So they're not really increasing anything.
How many antennas are there now?
I think now there's gonna be a total of 9, or no, not even, there's, I think 4.
So there's 4 and it's getting increased to 6.
Yeah, now you're asking her questions. I gotta go back and look at my drawings.
There's 4.
There's 4, yeah.
So it's, okay, so it's a substantial increase actually from 4 to 6. I'm just curious, but to your point.
So the whole issue with, so the town owns the land and then, because of years of experience with dealing with cell towers, the town owns the land, Crown Castle leases that tower through the town. So the town makes money on it, so that's why they come to us, because the code's written this way. But again, as Peter just said, they really up the ante federally wise, and if we take longer, they can just deem the application because the whole communications FCC thing, so yes, but this is, and they, within the lease agreement was the camouflage, which is supposed to make it look like a tree, so everything that goes up has to maintain what it looks like up there.
And that's what they're doing. There's a note on the drawings themselves that says that, so that the general contractor knows that the antennas have to be wrapped so that they match the existing stocks that are up there that.
We have a say on the aesthetics, but not on any purported
Right,
elevation.
and this is staying within,
Aesthetics look like a tree. That thing looks no more like a tree. I live right below it, so I know
I
exactly
had
what it
trouble
looks like.
finding it, so it really is camouflage. It took me an hour to find it. It was sad. I had to ask for directions.
Board members, questions? Well, I guess we need the shot clock.
kind of,
Wait,
Peter?
are we allowed to ask questions?
Yes.
Question?
Can we ask questions?
You want, yes or no?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. You can ask
Okay,
the
my
question.
question is this low band 5G?
It's my understanding is that it's low
The new
band.
antennas that are going, is it low band or high band?
I think it's low. But
That's
I'm not.
important for us to know.
I believe the document we got said it was low, and that's what's already on there.
Yeah, it wasn't changing to anything that, what isn't
Wasn't already
previously there. So I'm, yeah,
Great question.
Any other questions from anybody? Board?
And because it's low band, that's why it's not that much of an increase to go from 4 to 6.
That would be my understanding. I'm not an RF engineer. I can only go based on what the statement, the information that they provide.
Well, this has happened before, be really honest, it's nothing against you, to where they send people to this meeting that cannot answer our questions. It's a regular occurrence.
There are 2 issues, the frequency and the power. Frequency may not change, power might. It does, if you're gonna reach further.
But I think it's a game, we play with them, because at this point you say, okay, no, they're not gonna answer our questions, so we'll just send somebody who doesn't know any of the answers.
well, at this point too, John, that shot clock changes everything for our board and everything
No,
else.
I understand the dangers of that shot clock.
All right, that's it. Any other questions for telecommunications here?
I mean, I would love to know the answer to the question, but I mean, it's unfortunate to answer it. Just to be able to.
We asked for the answer in writing.
It's not gonna be a condition of the, or can it be a condition of the approval?
How much time have we got? What's the deadline?
Close. I didn't do it because we had to pick up with the, and we talked, it's different if we talk.
Well, I certainly think you should be able to get the answer to the question in writing. We can't make.
I mean, AT&T would say no, like if I go back and say that this is the question the board has.
I mean, I can absolutely put the question within the resolution.
Okay.
Is
Sounds
that,
like
so
a plan.
what, so John, what's the question? John?
How best to word it. Um,
Well, I guess one question is, do the two new antennas add either frequencies or power?
How about 5G low band? We just want to make sure that it's 5G
Okay, that
low
we
band
definitely want to know.
in concurrence with what's up there right now. Sound good?
Can they provide us with an emissions pattern?
I can definitely check with them, yeah.
Well, you know.
So
what you're
there's two
looking at.
things,
Yes, I know what I'm looking
two things I can put in the resolution easily. Done. Boards?
All right,
And you're looking for like an RF study.
Yes. Yes.
okay, so we're gonna get that information, but we still can't,
No, we can make
You
a
can approve
resolution
it.
to approve, subject to receipt.
Yeah, can put those conditions in the resolution. So the question is, do we wanna, I don't wanna say waste time, but should we have the resolution ready at the next meeting? And with Brenda's niceness and wonderfulness, our next meeting is the beginning of July, because we're taking off Juneteenth. If that's okay with her, because as long as her and I agree on this, the shop talk isn't really what it is.
I mean, I can't extend the shot clock without getting AT&T's approval.
But I didn't even look at it because we ran into the hang up with Esper check,
Yep.
and I didn't have time today to look at anything.
Okay.
But do we want to have a resolution and then just under waiving further review, and then they have to give us that after?
I mean, it's,
I mean, we wouldn't sign the site plan unless we got the information we needed within the resolution.
under 6409, the criteria is, does the board agree that this is an eligible facilities request? Under 6409, I mean, if it's something to do with safety, and I would think emissions falls in that category, but AT&T usually agrees to provide. As long as you approve the application, I mean, we can submit that like a supplemental submission.
I think we have to go that route.
I'm sorry. Can you tell me more about what you're doing to the town?
That's pretty much it.
You're
We're
adding two
two antennas
antennas.
The conduit.
in a conduit with a fiber line.
Those antennas will emit something.
Correct. I mean, it's a way for them to get the signal out to the part of their network.
I also understand that the signal is an RF signal.
Correct, and we I will go back to AT&T and ask them if they can provide it.
And radio frequency signals are in
However,
themselves iron dot.
It can cover a larger geographic area, or it can be more powerful, or it can be different frequencies. I think those are the three possibilities.
Yeah, correct.
And I think we covered all of those within making sure that it's in concurrence with what's up there now and an emissions pattern. Like, I think under those two blanket
How?
no?
How? Well, I don't know what they're emitting. What are they emitting at what frequency? This is ionizing radiation. Okay, that's it. RF. So what are you doing?
I mean,
No, this was originally supposed to be this little tower that wasn't gonna do much. And
AT&T,
over the years, it has continuously grown.
well, I mean, as technology evolves, AT&T, it doesn't matter if it's T-Mobile or Verizon, they all do the same thing. They upgrade their equipment as new technology becomes available. So that's what AT&T is doing. More than likely, what they're putting up is no different than what I think Verizon's on the tower or T-Mobile. So they wouldn't be doing anything different than those carriers. And they're operating within their licensed frequencies.
My concern is that they wouldn't be doing anything different.
I mean, you have to assume that Verizon and T-Mobile or whatever other carriers are also installed on the tower are operating within their frequencies, which is regulated by the FCC.
No, I understand the regulations very well. I've been dealing with them my whole life. So let's say that, I just want more answers.
I mean, we can provide you more answers, but I mean, as far as the application goes, as an eligible facilities request, have we met the criteria? We have met the criteria.
So you're putting up 2 more frequencies,
2 more antennas, yes.
2 more antennas.
May or may not be 2 more frequencies. That's what we
May
don't
not
know.
be, maybe existing frequency.
That's what we don't know.
And why? Why?
Either because it'll cover a different bit of geography because it's angled a little differently, or because it's got more power, or if it's got different frequencies. Those are, if I understand the physics of it, the 3 options.
Absolutely right.
So that's the question that we would like an answer to. It would give us a base, what's the word I want?
Like comparative for next applications is what
A
I'm.
base, a base point. That's not.
Yes,
Baseline.
baseline.
Baseline, kind of like a baseline.
A baseline, yeah, but tell us where it is
Yep.
now and, or where it will be after you do the current
Install.
upgrade. And that would answer questions for the future.
Yeah.
I think it makes sense for us to have it. So the question is,
Agreed.
can we write the resolution? And the resolution says that this approval
This is the condition.
expects that we're gonna get this within some reasonable timeframe.
Correct. And their plans won't be signed until we have that. Every resolution we do has conditions, whether it's just the final direct payment, the site plan. So this would just be on the conditions. Yes, and then we should be within the shot clock and all that jazz. We can prove it at the next meeting, prove the resolution, then it's up to them to get the information. The plans don't get signed unless we get the information.
When this legislation was designed, what do you think the purpose of the shot clock was? What do you think the purpose was?
Okay.
How do you think it was put in there? Who do you think put it in there?
Oh, of course,
John, I'm not
our
arguing.
friends in the lobby.
Exactly. We're lobbying for the people who are emitting the signal, not for those who are receiving it.
I know.
However, how many people in this room don't have a cell phone? We depend on this technology.
It's like a utility, any utility, electricity or whatever.
Good point.
It's pretty much the same thing now. It's a necessity.
So we wish it would cover more of the town.
Well, maybe it will. I mean, that's the question.
We need
But it's also a question of
Not
where we
from that
allow.
location, it
Not from
won't.
that
No,
location.
I mean,
Never will.
I mean, a tower,
But that's part of the question we're asking.
yeah, I know with,
Adding an
from my
antenna,
understanding,
in theory,
one
would be
tower
that they
can
could
cover,
cover more of the
well,
ground.
2 to 3, I think it's within 2 miles, and then that, when you get out to 3 miles, then the signal gets less. That's why they have a network, so we have towers strategically placed so that they communicate with each other,
Mhm.
so.
All right. So we're good? We're gonna,
Board members, are you okay with that?
Question, yeah, yes.
Just,
Sorry, 2 things. One is we currently have 4 low-band 5G antennas, which are very close to 4G, and we're not allowed to talk about harms of 5G. We have to talk about the aesthetics, so that is just a fact. So I know that there's a lot of the public who would like to know if this is gonna be high-band 5G. And is there a
Well,
public
that's one of
hearing
the
about
questions we
this?
need an answer to.
Yeah, that's fine.
so
Is there a public hearing?
But I thought we
given that
got
there's a
something in
shot?
email that said it was low, but where did it come from?
I think it was within all the documentation.
There's a lot of paper.
There's a lot,
I
there's a lot of
I
paper.
remember reading something that said it was the same as what's currently on.
Me too.
Is there a public hearing on this?
Well, the issue is that there's a shot clock in place, so we feasibly cannot have a public hearing. But then
It's
we have
a
to work with We'd have to work with the shot clock if that's what the board
The
wants
shot
to
clock
do.
she's referring to is imposed upon us,
By the-
operated at a certain time, not imposed by people who are doing the regulations, but imposed by the people who would like us to avoid the regulations. That's the simplicity of it.
Yeah.
But we can't deny the application.
Right.
But we-
It's federal law.
Bottom line, if this board decides right now that we're gonna do a public hearing, and this is nothing against Brenda, she's lovely, I talk to her all the time. But AT&T, right, Centerline, can come back to me and say, your 60-day shot clock ended, the application's approved, it doesn't matter what any of you say.
That's right.
When does it
It's
end?
So it's either we wanna,
When does it end?
I didn't look, because I didn't have time,
That's
but
because I had it written down, but I have a feeling that we did something there.
it's not, I think it's up before our next meeting. I think it's up before July or close.
Towards the end of July.
Towards the end, oh, you're so good.
I'm pretty sure, I think it's like either the middle or towards the.
So there's your options, board. We can really be within the shot clock.
It's 60 days, so if it started late May, then it's late July.
But technically, the application was in March, it was just an escrow flip, so
There was a.
AT&T could come at us.
Okay.
Lawyer hat. Board members, tell me what you want to do.
I think the town would like a public hearing.
Okay, so we have one member who thinks the town would like a public hearing.
I would support that, second it.
If we've got the time to do it, I think we should do it.
There you go.
So the first meeting in July, I will arrange a public hearing, Brenda. And then you know what, that would be great, because you can get the information for us and come back with it.
Yes.
And then I don't have to put that as a condition in the resolution, because you're handing it to us. Or coming back with the evidence.
Yeah.
Okay, it's, I think, July 3rd.
I was just saying, I'm looking at the calendar, so if it's the same date.
Yeah, I think it's July 3rd.
It's just before that.
Okay, and we'll talk, and I need to have any conversations with AT&T also, you know, I know it's good for that, okay?
Yes, yeah. Same thing, 7.
Could you ask for the information to be provided prior to the meeting so the board members have a chance to review it before you're in the room?
Well, if she comes with it, they'll have it, and she'll get it to me as soon as she can.
Yeah.
We can't, if it has to become a condition within the resolution, then it becomes a condition within the resolution. She's working with other people just like we work with other people all the time.
But ideally, it'll come to us in email.
Perfect, yes,
Yes.
like everything else does.
Yeah,
Right.
so
As
no
soon as Brenda can get it from her people, you guys will have it when it comes to me, you know that.
Yeah, I'll request it tomorrow morning, and then I'm sure that it'll take a week or two to get.
Good?
Good.
Thank you.
Got it.
We'll talk.
Thank you.
Thanks, Brenda. Have a safe trip home. Or unless you're staying somewhere.
No, whatever.
I gotta hold my nose up.
They're hungry.
Thank you.
Okay, everybody, under unfinished business, we have a proposed change to the town law for the fence law. And I guess the board members have had a chance to review this. The big change it seemed to me was an electric fence, and it couldn't be higher than 4 feet. That seemed like the biggest change I saw.
And I think 4 feet is pretty much the recommended anyway, so it's just the electric fences.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
currently 4 feet is.
and you can put it in a flood zone now, which you couldn't before.
I wonder what category the fence up around the corner from me is, which is not an electric fence in the sense that if you touched it, it would give you a shock. It's an electric fence with light bulbs hanging off it.
Board members, I don't know, board members, can we let Laura, Ricky know that we're in approval of the electric fence added to the town code?
Yep.
Jen? Yes, no?
Yes.
Good.
Great.
I mean, it's basically a limitation on electric.
It is, it's just it's a real, yeah, they had a few things on ZBA that kind of came up and they wanted.
I don't know what's wrong with this, I don't know.
A few
Somebody-
things on ZBA. I think.
Wasn't there a law for deer fences?
If you're protecting, well, one of the things they did in that proposal is you can't have it around your whole property. You can't surround your entire property with an electric
It
fence.
can't be in the front yard,
And it can't be the front yard.
and it can only be 10% of the property.
Plantings
Only.
is allowed.
That's what we put on.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it did say vegetables and fruit. They added fruit. So what you do about your ornamentals, I don't know. I've got fences around mine, but they're just on the trunk. It's not surrounding the whole property.
So we stop, James, yes, no?
Yeah.
Jeannie? Yes?
Yes.
John? Peter?
Yep.
Okay, I'll send Laura an email tonight.
Okay, the next thing we had unfinished business was the review of the comprehensive plan, the town comprehensive plan, which we did last meeting. And we reviewed it, and the board basically decided that we didn't need to make any big new changes. What we really want is to implement what's already in there.
Which is a document in your packet. First sentence says, the planning board discussed the Woodstock comprehensive plan at our meeting on May 29th. I wrote this today. Thank you, James, very much for giving me the ideas, and I just massaged the language a bit.
So for this one, if you guys want to read it now, you can, or you can take it with you, and we can form it and have it, and we can send it the meeting in July, whatever you want to do. That's up to you also. I know you have it, I know you have a lot of stuff,
I guess let the board
so,
think on it, and we'll get back.
because if we want to add anything else.
If you feel that something's missing, you can.
I would like an opportunity to look at it because I wasn't able to be here and I started listening.
Absolutely,
to
that's
the
kind of
tape
why
and,
I,
Yeah,
yes,
there were
that's
things
why I
that I'd
reflected.
like to.
So homework,
Yeah.
homework for next Thursday, when you're not with me, next Thursday, is, go over Judy's letter that she did, come through the comp plan, make some notes, we can talk about it again at the next meeting and bring it up, okay? Okay,
All good?
Yeah.
All right.
the statistics.
The next unfinished business is Woodstock Estates. As you know, there was a question about whether it was permitted or not, or whether it was allowable or not, and the building inspector wrote back and said it meets all the zoning requirements, but the town, the planning board could put whatever restrictions or modifications on the plan that we feel necessary. So, I don't know, did you get a chance to look at that site? I know you were talking about the one up there.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, the Woodstock Estates, the
Read it,
two boxes with a roof over it.
I forgot to write about it.
Yeah, me too.
I was by the time I was
I'm
the
in trouble
weekend, so,
imagining what
and
that.
I literally forgot it.
Okay, so we
I'm sorry.
we could bring them back and talk to them, we could schedule a public hearing, we could hold off,
I
and you
look
guys can go
tomorrow,
look.
yeah, I can look tomorrow.
You can. We can do whatever we want, yes.
Yeah.
What do you think, Peter?
Yeah, because I believe, if you all look at what they're proposing, it looks pretty awful.
But that's why I want you guys to think of what conditions that I would put in this resolution. So that's why I want to know what you want me to put in the resolution before you put it.
And we might wanna look at fencing, planting, something.
All right.
Look a little better.
Further discussion. Like it.
Okay, now,
Here's our updates to our agenda.
the next big issue for us is Xena development. And, the town of Ulster has written to us and asked to be the lead agency because they claim that the majority of the construction and building will all be on the lot that's in the town of Ulster. But to get to it, we gotta go through Woodstock down Eastwood Lane, and they need to do some major changes to that road to make it accessible and workable for such a big development. Our issue is that Xena Development owns 700 acres, 500 of it's in Woodstock. And we feel that because that will be developed, and we'll have to use that road unless they can find another way to access property, that we wish to be the lead agency. And this will set up a conflict, and the arbitrator of the conflict will be DEC. So, what, if you, the board members have read this, resolution?
There's
That
a
we're
copy.
prepared?
I move the resolution.
We have motions to make before you move the resolution.
Oh, okay.
We do. Peter's got some reading to do.
So, do you guys want me to read it, or do you want to just look through it? Because we're gonna vote on it in a minute.
You gotta do these first. You gotta do those first.
Okay. For the reasons set forth in this resolution, the Town of Woodstock Planning Board wishes to be considered for designation as lead agency for this environmental review of this project pursuant to the State Environmental Quality Review Act.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Vote?
Aye.
Aye.
All in favor, this motion passes. Number 2.
Okay. Whereas a motion is made to direct Grant and Lyons of this board's intent and direction to be executed.
Second?
Second.
Aye.
Aye.
All in favor, this motion passes. Okay, if you guys want to take a look quick, you can read the resolution that's in front of you, and you're going to vote on that.
Which I moved.
What?
Which I moved.
Would you move? Yes, Judy already moved. Perfect.
And just so folks in the public know, the planning board has retained some advisors. One was to look at the environmental review of it, which was through Hudsonia. And we've also hired our traffic consultant to look at the cause and effects of that much development on traffic on the Xena Highway Road.
Yep. And I just want to mention in the near future, they'll be coming back to continue review.
They will. And we have received a lot of emails from a lot of people in this town in opposition. And when we do a public hearing, please everybody address your questions directly to this application. Because generally saying you don't want development, we can't entertain that. We have to find ways to make it work, but we can't just say no. So please, when you do have the public hearing, be specific with your questions to the board. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Board member, huh?
Yeah, so this resolution, do I hear a second? Jeannie made a motion. Jeannie Turtle seconds. Aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Perfect. Thanks, guys.
Questions for the board members? Are there anything before?
Well,
we
what
adjourn?
happens then? The DEC has to weigh in.
EC has to wait.
Well, John's on it.
Good,
There will
so-
be a letter, based on this resolution, there'll be a letter that Don provides to the town of Planning Board. And that will start that ball with our attorneys involved. Any other questions, board members?
All right.
Peter, you can adjourn.
Wow, you guys, fast.
Is it possible to get a copy of the resolution?
The one's just now.
No, okay.
Can you ask me for it after I finalize it? Okay.
I-
Seriously?
Yes.
Tomorrow around, 10 maybe?
No worries.
Absolutely.
All right, folks, if no other questions, we can make the motion to adjourn.
I hear Peter made a motion. Who's second? Okay, perfect. Thanks, guys. All right, hang on, I got lots of stuff to do.
Thank you for the biscuit.
You're so welcome.